The Hollow Earth and the Axis Mundi are two separate worlds that exist beneath the surface. While the Hollow Earth is termed as the home of the Titans, and even the birthplace of humanity itself, the Axis Mundi, however, is a dark realm that exists between the surface and the Hollow Earth. Both of these locations are only accessible via entry points that resemble vortexes and wormholes. So here in this video we will showcase all the 20 Hollow Earth entry points as well as those to the Axis Mundi that are present in the Monsterverse. We will list them chronologically, so let's get to it. Number 1. Mindo Philippines. This is the first Hollow Earth, or rather an Axis Mundi portal that is confirmed to exist, but it hasn't been discovered or documented by Monarch. We know of its existence due to the folk tales of the Iron Dragon and its repeated appearance around that region in 1952. Number 2. Hateruma Island, Japan. This is chronologically the second Hollow Earth portal that we can infer to exist, yet not documented by Monarch. This is where Godzilla resurfaces in 1955, a year after the Castle Bravo nuclear test, which was an attempt to kill him. The Hateruma Island is also called Monster Island by Dr. Suzuki, who designed and built the gamma ray emitter that lured Godzilla there. Number 3. Kazakhstan. This is the place where Randa, Lee and Keiko traveled to in 1959, where they discovered an abandoned nuclear power plant built by the Soviets, and inside of the facility lay hundreds of dormant endoswarmer eggs. It is here that Keiko, after awakening of the creatures, was caught and dragged into a vortex that transported her to the Axis Mundi. Number 4. Kansas, US. Monarch discovers a similar anomaly in Kansas in the US itself, and there they attempted to travel to the vortex and probe what is beyond it with a capsule that contains Lee Shaw and 3 others. This was part of Operation Hourglass, but the mission was half successful as the portal closed immediately after entering it, marooning the Monarch agents inside the Axis Mundi. Number 5. Skull Island. This is the first time we get to know about the existence of the Hollow Earth entrances as described in the 2017 movie Skull Island. Well, chronologically in the Monsterverse, this is the year 1973. This is where Randa and his team, using seismic charges, discovered fissures in the crust that confirms their theory of a subterranean world. We would see this vortex of the Hollow Earth entrance for the first time in the Kingdom Come comics, the place where Cansas emerged from. It is also one of the most active entrance points, with the Scar King also using it as well as the Skull Crawlers and the long dead Kongs that fled the Hollow Earth after the Titan War. Number 6. Central Mexico. So in a map of Monarch the Legacy of Monsters that was displayed on a monitor screen in the series, we get to see quite a few similar geotag locations where the radiation spikes went through the roof, and these were potentially Hollow Earth entrance points and also Axis Mundi entrance sites, and the closest to the US aside from the one in Alaska is in central Mexico. Number 7. Southern Peru. This is yet another potential entrance point that is yet to be seen or documented, but is seen somewhere in southern Peru, close to the ancient site where Machu Picchu, and maybe even closer to another cryptid-rich place which is called Lake Titicaca, which is a lake that is also shared by neighboring Bolivia. This is also seen in Monarch the Legacy of Monsters. Number 8. The Myanmar Coast. These sites here in Monarch the Legacy of Monsters have been monitored by them since 2014, after the events of G-Day and the Muto battle in San Francisco. This one is located in southern Myanmar, in the coast, which is also pretty close to northern Thailand. Number 9. Hono Japan. This is the last of the 4 yet unconfirmed sites of the Hollow Earth entrances seen in Monarch the Legacy of Monsters. They are also dubbed as Titan emergence points. The one in Japan is situated in the main island of Honshu, which is different from Hateruma Island since this place is closer to Okinawa than the mainland. Number 10. Alaska in the US. This is a confirmed site that was discovered in 2015, and it was the emergence point of the Frost Vark Titan, a gigantic subterranean mole-like titan that feeds on thermal radiation and has frost abilities. This site was destroyed by Lee Shaw and his team of rogue operatives. Number 11. Northern Algeria. So this is where Godzilla was resting, healing and recuperating after the Muto Prime battle, and he was found there in 2015. The fact that he was in the middle of the desert sleeping for months, and when he was awakened he mysteriously disappeared again into thin air, means that there is a Hollow Earth portal in this country, nearby to where Godzilla was found. Number 12. Loch Ness in Scotland. So this is the site where Titanus Leviathan was found in the deep water lake. It was found by Monarch and Outpost 49 was built around it. But this Leviathan creature can travel in and out of the loch with the use of Hollow Earth tunnels, and it is believed by many theorists that there are tunnels underneath the loch connecting it to the sea. Number 13. The South American coast. So in KOTM, after signaling a warning to Monarch in the Castle Bravo station, Godzilla and a response team headed towards Antarctica in 2019 to check on Ghidorah. Along the way, they lost track of Godzilla, and one of the team members stated that he disappeared off the coast of South America, which means he went into one of the poles that hasn't been discovered yet. Number 14. Antarctica. This is where Godzilla resurfaced from beneath the ice sheet in 2019 in KOTM and battled Ghidorah for the first time, who was just awakened from his dormant state by Alan Jonah and Emma Russell. This suggests that there is an existence of an entrance point there, and later in the next movie GVK 5 years later, Monarch had already built a Hollow Earth launch station on that same site of the battle. Number 15. Isla de Mara. So again in the same movie where Rodan had been awakened from Isla de Mara, that island near Mexico, and was lured into a fight with Ghidorah, later Godzilla was already en route to the place. The fact that he could cover that much distance in a short amount of time and ambush or intercept Ghidorah while chasing the Argo aircraft tells us that there is another entrance in the region, which he uses after the oxygen destroyer as well to go to his lair. Number 16. The Mariana Strange. This is another location that is yet unconfirmed but has been stated to exist as of 2019. Since this place is the deepest part of the planet, extending more than 11 kilometers below the sea level, this tells us that there might be more than just one entrance point there. Number 17. The Atlantic Ocean Godzilla Temple. So this is the place where Godzilla went to rest after being struck by the oxygen destroyer in KOTM. And when Serizawa detonated the nuke to revitalize the Big G, the explosion there created a fissure as was stated in Godzilla Dominion, and this became a hole to the Hollow Earth, where in 2024's Godzilla Dominion comics, the Genitor Swarm managed to travel to it from one of the lakes in the Hollow Earth. Number 18. Hong Kong. So this is the entrance to the Hollow Earth that Godzilla created with his atomic breath after sensing the activation of the power source deep within the Kong throne room in the Hollow Earth during GVK. This entrance was devoid of any vortex as it was created artificially by Godzilla. Nevertheless, Kong traveled through it to engage the King of the Monsters in a duel to the death. Number 19. Brazil. This is yet unconfirmed as to the exact location, but the tropical seas and the fact that the Scar King would attack Rio de Janeiro in Brazil tells us that this portal, seen in the trailer of GXK The New Empire, is indeed in that country. And number 20. Giza in Egypt. In GXK The New Empire, Kong would emerge from a Hollow Earth entrance point near the pyramids in Giza, as was seen in the trailer. He would also be pursued by Shimu, the ancient titan, to the surface. The Shimu part was cut off from the trailer, but we can infer that this happened somewhere in the middle of the movie, as we can see Kong already possessing the Beast Glove at this time. So that's all we have about these as of this current setting. Now if you like this video, then watch this other one as well, and do check out our channel for other Monsterverse content. We might just have things that you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, fam.